Blog Talk Radio.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And the soul world is a new world and a bold world for me. For of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so good.
The Certain Ones Talk Show, hosted by inspirational author and playwright Vanessa Richardson. The Certain Ones, aspiring to inspire. With your host, playwright, author Vanessa Richardson. You can tune in to the Certain Ones Aspiring to Inspiring Talk Show on www.blogtalkradio.com/thecertainones.com. And now, here's your host, Vanessa Richardson.
Well, hello. Welcome back to the Certain Ones Blog Talk Radio Show, where I'm your host, Vanessa Richardson. Thank you guys for joining us on this special segment. I'm so excited. I'm so amped on this beautiful day. Like our song mentioned, I'm feeling good because I have the wonderful, the incomparable gospel recording artist, Anita Wilson, in the house. What can I say? We were just honored and blessed to have her stop by, and I'm not exaggerating, out her busy schedule, which is a blessing, let me mind you. I'm just so excited to have her here. So this is what I want you to do. As always, I want to thank you for your support. I want you to go ahead and Facebook this. I want you to go ahead and tweet this, Google Plus this. Go ahead, get yourself out, call mommy, aunties, uncles, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends. Do what you got to do because we have, like I mentioned, Anita Wilson in the building. That's right, she's here. And we're so excited to have her join us here on the Certain One. It's her first time here. But I believe by faith that it will not be her last one. I just want to give you just a little excerpt of her bio. She's done great things in the way of singing, and her ministry goes. For those who don't know, I just want to point out to you that she's been a backup singer for contemporary gospel artists such as Hezekiah Walker, Marvin Sapp, that's right, Dwayne Woods, Vanessa Bell Armstrong. I absolutely adore all those artists, and we can go on and on and on and on. I mean, she's just so powerful, and she did her first solo album, Worship Soul. That was in 2012. And we have her here, like I mentioned. We're not going to delay any further, so I'm just excited to just chop this up and bring her on and just talk to her. I'm honored to have her on today. Again, thank you, Miss Wilson, for joining us here on The Certain Ones out of your busy schedule to promote your new album, which I absolutely adore, Vintage.
Thank you.
How are you?
I am wonderful. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Thank you for having me today. It's my pleasure.
It's my pleasure to be here. I want to go ahead and live this, you guys. Let me put this out first, Miss Wilson, that for those who don't know, you're living under a rock, that Vintage Worship, you got until midnight tonight. Okay, the clock is ticking, like she mentioned, to get her new album, which is titled Vintage Worship. And guess what? For just $6.99 on Amazon.com. So go over there right now. Go, and get that. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know what? I have just been blessing lately. He has been blessing. And I've been following you for a while. And in the piece there, beginning of the intro, I mentioned how you did background singing. Let's just talk about that first. How did you know that you did background? How did you know you were going to eventually, come to the forefront? Did you always knew that, or you just was thrust into the limelight?
Well, no, I didn't always know it. I've always sang in church, and I've always enjoyed music since I was a little girl. So when I moved to Chicago, one thing led to another through singing background, and I ultimately, Donald Lawrence heard me sing background, and he ultimately asked me to sing with his group when he was handpicking singers to form what we now know is Donald Lawrence and Company. So with singing with all the artists that you mentioned just now, I sang with those artists by working with Donald Lawrence. You know, he writes and produces for so many other artists, and when he did so while I was singing with him, he took us everywhere that he went. So when he wrote for Bishop Hezekiah Walker or Vanessa Bell or Dwayne Woods or Marvin Sapp, we did those projects with him. So I got those opportunities through working with Donald, and I learned so many lessons. It was almost 10 years that I worked with Donald Lawrence and Company. So I just heard God and felt God encouraging me and pushing me to do something independently. I never saw this day coming. I thought it was going to be a local project in Chicago and in Illinois, but I never saw the day coming where I would have a contract with Motown Gospel and be working with them and for people all over the world to hear my music. It's very humbling. I never saw this day coming, but I'm very grateful and very humbled by this journey.
I love that. I love the word. Those who know me, I don't just throw that word out a lot. I love humbleness. I love humility. I say that all the time, that promotion comes from God, especially when you're humble. He opened up doors at the right time. And I'm following you on Facebook, and you're not just, and I say this seriously, you're beautiful on both the inside and outside. But,
Thank you so much.
How did you identify your sound? Did you knew you were going to be like, because listen, your sound is like jazz. It's just a combination of things, pop, R&B. How did you know that was your flow?
Well, I allowed what came naturally to just be. I didn't try to fit. I don't, and I will never try to fit into what's popular or what anything else sounds like or what the norm may be. I just kind of let myself just be authentically me. That's one of the best parts about this journey, that I don't have to become the artist Anita Wilson. I can kind of walk to the microphone or go in the studio and whenever I minister and just do what I naturally do. And I think that all of us are just a big picture of our influences, whether that's good or bad. So I think influence is different than imitation. When you're influenced by something, it'll just kind of come out naturally without you even trying to give a major effort to make it be that way. So I think that's what happens with my music when I write music, when I write songs with my writing partner, Rick Robinson. We bring this music together and just kind of let it be how it naturally flows out. And we put forth our best effort to not write predictable lyrics or not write the same old kind of melodies. But I am influenced by jazz and R&B and what was contemporary gospel in the 70s and 80s and 90s and all of that, 90s hip hop and R&B and all of that comes out naturally, of course, with Donald Lawrence and gospel greats as well as mainstream greats as well. So it just kind of all comes out with an Anita Wilson, I guess, interpretation of all of that. So that's a natural space for me.
Natural space, absolutely, and it's ministering.
Yeah.
Notice I use that word ministering and not entertaining. Let's talk about vintage worship. I love it in my open Winfrey voice. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who did you work with on vintage worship?
Well, Rick Robinson produced my first album as well as Vintage Worship. I was very pleased with how the space that my first album was in. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I worked with Rick again on this album. He and I wrote most of the material, and we did one cover song called Happy Being Me, written by Angie Stone and arranged by Donald Lawrence on his album, The Law of Confession. I actually did the lead on the slow original version of Happy Being Me, and we chose to kind of speed it up and give it a disco kind of house kind of beat on Vintage Worship. Otherwise, Rick and I wrote all of the material. There's a song that's inspired by the Emotions 70s hit Best of My Love. It's called You Love Me. And we wrote all of the material, all of the lyrics, and, worked with some of the most amazing singers and musicians in Chicago and some friends from Atlanta and Austin, Texas, and just an amazing group of people to make the music come alive. So it was a very fun project to record. It was different for me because my first album was live and this album was studio, so it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. But we worked very, 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 very hard, put our heart and soul into it, and I just pray that it's a blessing to everybody that hears it. We wanted to reach out to people in church and not in church as well to uplift and inspire them and hopefully bring them closer to God.
You know what? You are really ministering to people. Let me just say this. When I posted to my Facebook page, the response was just phenomenal. I've been doing this a couple of years, and certain guests get, yay, and certain guests get, wow. You was one of those, wow, you know.
Oh,
so really,
wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
It's the truth. It really is. And I'm going to throw this question out here as an author. This is one of the questions that really throws me off sometimes. Vanessa, which one is your favorite character? Which one is your favorite book? So I have to ask you this. On the CD, which song, let's say now, because some artists, the song varies. It's different on different days, minister to them. So what song is now ministering to you, Anita, on the album?
Man, that's hard because, of course, it's hard to pick from 12. But honestly, I have two that remain my favorites that I feel it's a certain kind of strong emotion in both of them. If I have to go on and cheat and give you two types